Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on February the 27th, 2023. Having a week off this week for various reasons. Well, I say a week off, I'm working tomorrow, but apart from that, having pretty much the whole week off. Out for a cycle ride here, and I'll just show you a bit of the beautiful countryside I find myself in at the moment. Here, basically somewhere between Forest Row and Hartfield in East Sussex on the Forest Way, if you know that part of the world. And what better place to just sit at a bench thing here that's along the path and reflect a little bit. And one thing, because I had a bit of a conversation last night and about, the war in the Ukraine and all of that situation, and two thoughts kind of struck me really. One, why is it that we have to keep having all of these wars all the time? Why can't we be like places like Switzerland or Sweden? I'm pretty sure I'm correct in thinking or saying that neither of those countries have fought any wars for about 200 years since the Napoleonic Wars. And wouldn't it be great if one of our leaders turned around and said, you know what, we're going to make a solemn pledge that this country, the UK, is not going to fight in any wars for 100 years, unless you directly invade us or something like that. Then of course we'll have to defend ourselves, but short of that, we will not fight any wars for 100 years. And what a fantastic undertaking that would be. But the other thought is, why are people so convinced that we in the West and the Ukraine are the good guys in this and the other side are the bad guys? Because if you think about it, with all these wars we fight, we can't be the good guys all the time, can we? The US, the UK, the West in general, how many wars have we fought in the last 125 years? Loads, dozens and dozens. And like I say, we can't be right in every single one of them. There has to be a time or kind of time when it's going to be us who are the bad guys. And I think that could well be the case. There's things that have been found out, that are coming out, that perhaps gives the opposing side some very good reasons to do what they did. The B labs, I won't say the whole thing, that situation and all of the rest of it. So not saying that any particular peoples are evil, but I think there are evil people in the leadership who are making these kind of decisions to fight in these wars who aren't all they're cracked up to be. And it just seems to be them who want these wars all of the time. And I would have thought that as an electrician, and are there really electricians in other countries like Russia, Iran, China, etc., who want to start taking pot shots at me with a rifle? Probably not. They probably just want to do what I want to do, and that's do my job, live my life, and sort of do the best I can to, for my wife and my family, and without too much strife. And they're going to be the same. And I would say that everybody is getting sick and tired of all of these wars, apart from the powers that shouldn't be, who seem to love them. And it does seem to be the wrong ones who are hell-bent on keeping this Ukraine thing going, doesn't it? I saw a meme and it said the people who want to keep this going, what was it? It was the swamp, it was the Satanists, and a couple of other unsavoury groups as well, and they're the only ones who want this thing to carry on. I doubt any ordinary, good, hard-working person wants to do it, or for this kind of war to carry on, or for any other wars to carry on. So just a few thoughts there. It's starting to cloud over here a bit, and I'm getting a bit chilly, so I'm going to get back on the bike now, and I'll probably finish this video off a little bit later on. So here I am back indoors now, here in the warm, but had a great cycle ride out there in, well, for the most part, the sunshine. Been a really nice day today. Got 20 miles in on the bike, so well pleased with that. And yeah, kind of carrying on from what I was saying outside. You could, of course, if you're very cynical, say that this whole Ukrainian thing is just a distraction from what we really should be paying attention to, the whole Lurgi and the V situation and what's going on there. But you know me, I always like to have a pop at the powers that shouldn't be, especially when it comes to humour, because that's one thing they really can't handle. They've got no idea how to use humour themselves, of course, and it's one of our biggest weapons against them, I think. And I've got two people, Paula Gray Kelly and Daniel Burrows. Got no idea who these people are, but they apparently wrote some stuff which is basically sort of ripping the proverbial out of what's been going on over the last 3 years. It's a great long thing. I won't read it all out, but I'll just read out a few of the highlights here. So it's just a great long list of bullet points, really. And we'll start with the first one. Stay 2 meters apart and the Lurgi can't reach you. Wash your hands for 30 seconds, 1,000 times a day, making it the cleanest body part you have, but don't shake hands. Instead, remember to sneeze and cough into your elbow and then tap those germ-filled elbows with others instead of shaking with very clean hands. I'm sure we're all familiar with this next one. Plastic barriers to stop you from spreading those airborne germs, but step around the plastic to come face to face with the cashier to grab your bags, pay for your items, etc., etc. Lockdowns for your health and safety, but you can still go to McDonald's and Tesco's and other food stores and big businesses because the Lurgi only spreads in small circles like your local restaurant or bar. It doesn't spread in any of the multi-billion-dollar companies. So true, isn't it? This is the classic, isn't it? Wear your mask to walk to the bar to grab your drink and return to the table. Take mask off at the table to drink because that stops the airborne Lurgi. And then it got even more ridiculous, didn't it? Take the V to stop the spread. Only the pharma companies didn't test for that, and we all found out it doesn't stop the spread, but you still have to get boosted. We will keep our healthy, Lurgi-free, V-free medical staff away from you, but we'll allow our Lurgi-infected V'd staff to care for you. Oh yeah, I bet you remember this one. You can only have 10 people at a funeral. You can only have 5 people at a wedding, but there can be tens of thousands of people attending a sporting event. You have to isolate for 14 days if you're V'd, 28 days if you're not V'd, unless you're an immigrant or just got off a cruise ship. Then you can get off the plane or boat and roam freely. We are all in the same boat. Do you remember that one? Well, I think it's a very much a multi-level ship where the common folk live on the bottom level, locked in their tiny rooms, while the elites and the richest 1% live on the top level, able to come and go in their private jets all they like and follow none of the rules they have set out for the rest of us. You don't have to get the V. It's entirely your choice, of course. But if you don't get it, you can't work, you can't shop, you can't eat at restaurants, drink at bars, play sports, or visit anyone. You can choose not to get it, but keep in mind that choosing not to means you lose everything, but it's always your choice. Coercion, of course, is illegal unless it's for an experimental V that Big Pharma and billionaires stand to make more billions from. We are following the health advice from medical experts and scientists who agree with us, but not the medical experts and scientists who don't, of course. 2 Vs to get back to normal. Okay, that doesn't work. Get a booster. Okay, that doesn't work. Get another booster. Okay, that doesn't work. Just take boosters every 3 months for the rest of your life. Still catch the lurgy, still end up in hospital. But if it wasn't for the regular experimental Vs, you could be much worse, of course. Yeah, right-o. Oh yeah, we all remember this one, don't we? Not getting the V makes you selfish. Although I got the V, I need you to get it to keep me safe. I got it to keep you safe, and now I expect the same in return. I know it doesn't stop me and won't stop you from getting or spreading the V, but that's how science works now. While using hazardous chemicals, painting, sanding, etc., you need very specialised masks. But for what was promoted as one of the deadliest lurgies in history, you just need a piece of cloth that you can whip up at home on your sewing machine. Just cut up an old shirt. You don't need any more than that, and you'll be safe. You can attend a Black Lives Matter protest where no one will catch or spread the Rona, but you cannot attend an anti-V or anti-lockdown protests where everyone will catch and spread the lurgy. Australian protesters standing up for their rights were called conspiracy nutters and ridiculed, but Chinese protesters standing up for their rights were praised and hailed as heroes for doing exactly the same thing. And yeah, there's just a few reminders there of absolutely all the craziness. And as we're coming up for the 3rd anniversary of the start of all this absolute nonsense, I feel it was highly appropriate to read a few of those ones out. There's a lot more in this article, but that was, a summary of the ones that kind of tickled me the most. And yeah, I think we just need to ridicule these things. We need to ridicule the powers that shouldn't be and all of their craziness. And when you look back at what's been going on with this kind of thing, as I've just read out, it just is so laughable. And just bear in mind that anything else they are planning that they're going to be bringing out will again in a few years' time be as equally laughable, I feel. So with that, I'm going to leave it and I'll be back tomorrow. Tim from Fair Play Now, thanks for watching.